I'm just pausing record. Wait. And I'm not going to. Should I pause recording?
I can start if you want.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Is it 9? Not yet. We'll wait. Not just yet.
Did you want to turn the recording off then?
I haven't been able to do it.
Audio Jungle.
Yay! Okay, very warm welcome, everybody. We are bang on 9 o'clock. Look at that for professionals right here, right now. And today's date is Monday, the 16th of September. I still cannot get over that. It's like, it's dark outside. It was raining today, but we've had a lovely Indian summer. So let's start on our team Monday night training and recognition. Okay, we're going to go through the people who've joined us because it's so important to announce new consultants. A very warm welcome, guys. So we've got Laura Platt, sponsored by Lisa Gregory, Laura Abbott, sponsored by Holly Richardson, Michelle Curley, sponsored by Claire Lennon, Leanne Dutton, sponsored by Tiffany Betham, Van Chuaj, sponsored by Vivi Chan, Hannah Parker, sponsored by Danny Wells, Elizabeth Utting, sponsored by Karina Burrows, Jennifer Collins, sponsored by Lucy Collins, Claire Dutton, sponsored by Sarah Dutton, Charlie Richardson, sponsored by Karen Stalker, Michelle Wallace, sponsored by Kelly Bromley, Claire Cooper, sponsored by Karen Stalker, Shirley Bain, sponsored by Jane Williams, and Melissa Harrison, sponsored by Carol Sutton Houghton. Congratulations and warm welcome to more of you. So JJ Smith, sponsored by Rachel Fitt, Ellie Charlie, sponsored by Kerry Wesley, Rachel Mason, sponsored by Gail Parker, Polly Kilfuddy, sponsored by Tracy Welford, Samantha Lomas, sponsored by Kerry Robinson, Annie Belfield, sponsored by Laura Leggett, Susie Gibbs, sponsored by Pip Gibbs, Ramona Titness, sponsored by Nikki Marchand, Sue Clark, sponsored by Claire Slaney, Debbie Muddimer, sponsored by Kerry Wesley, James Merritt, sponsored by Joanne Wetherall, and Sean Edmonds, sponsored by Claire Edmonds. Welcome. And our third slide, last but not least, Charlotte Darby, sponsored by Gabriel Young, Louise Gill, sponsored by Gabriel Young, Laura Wool, sponsored by Sarah Walker, Vicky Wells, sponsored by Marie Hills, Claire Dutton, sponsored by Sarah Dutton, Joe Davies, sponsored by Kerry Wesley, and Dave Lane, sponsored by Jade Brimfield. Huge congratulations, guys. Welcome. And we're just going to flick through this because, guys, Nikki went into detail about this last week. So just going through everything here that you already know about.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Okay, rewards and recognition. Let's go back. Bonus part 1, 500 PQ fee. Huge congratulations, guys. If you see your name on here, please applaud yourself because you deserve it. So Malai Relly, sponsored by Claire Gratian, Lisa Gregory, sponsored by Claire Gratian, Rachel Clan, sponsored by Hannah May, Christina Brewer, sponsored by Danny Wells, Claire Lennon, sponsored by Danny Wells, Julie Hatfield, sponsored by Danny Wells, Hannah Cheeseworth, sponsored by Danny Wells, Amy West, sponsored by Danny Wells, Dee Mafola, sponsored by Stacey Blackley, Maurice Rock, sponsored by Dee Mafola, Ria Sally, sponsored by Zinzi Thompson, Lorraine Owen, sponsored by Debbie Barnard, and Leanne Pallant, sponsored by Catherine Scully. Huge congratulations and to the sponsors. And then bonus again, 2,500. So this is your part 2, which is 2 and new. District Manager in Qualification, Vivi Chan, sponsored by NVP Danny Wells. The District Manager bonus this week just gone by, so that's Fiona McCarthy, sponsored by Susan McCannon, and Jade Brimfield, sponsored by Tony Hall. Well done. I caught myself. Oh yes, and Vice President bonus was myself, sponsored by Susan McCannon. Okay, flying out. Roger Bannister Achievers, incredible guys. So we have Clay Creation, sponsored by Caroline Stalker. District Manager Jess Bramwell, sponsored by Emma Lee. Maurice Rock, sponsored by and Rebecca Moore, sponsored by Fiona McCarthy. Huge congratulations, guys. That is rocking and rolling your business. The Top Achievers Club, here we go. So for the McCarthy Nation, we have myself on fourth, I'm not going to read it through, but you can see it. So second place, we have Alison Hutchinson, third, Nikki Marchand, fourth, Claire Webster, fifth, Helen Thacker, sixth, Monica Todd, seven, Kerry Wesley, eight, Laura Leggett, nine, Claire Lehman-Tellier, and 10, Joanne Wetherill. Well done, guys. And for the personal sponsoring, we have first place Kerry Wesley, followed by Paulina Lopez, Nicola Bunker, Alison Hutchinson, Kerry Robinson, Catherine Lee, Sophie Reed, Monica Todd, Laura Liggett, and Claire Slaney. Huge congratulations, guys. Top new and you, myself, and then Kerry, followed by Alison, Nikki Marchand, Claire Webster, Helen Thacker, Laura Leggett, Monica Todd, Joanne Wetherill, and Claire Montelier. So first place, on your right, followed by Claire Gratian, Sarah Dutton, Jessica Bramwell, Kelly Bromley, Vivian Chan, Carol Sutton-Houghton, Gabrielle Young, Natalie Clennell, and Lindsay Langford. Huge congratulations, guys. Personal 150 sponsoring in first place, Caroline Stalker, Gabrielle Young, Jane Williams, Carol Sutton-Houghton, Elena Ellis, Rachel Thomas, Daniela Wells, Angus Likius, Sarah Dunbavand, and Lucy Collins. Well done, guys. And then new and you, it's first place on your right, then Carol Sutton-Houghton, Sarah Dutton, Claire Gratian, Jessica Bramwell, Vivian Chan, Gabrielle Young, Kelly Bromley, Natalie Clennell, and Lindsay Langford. Massive congratulations. District Managers and Qualification, Rachel Can, sponsored by Hannah May, Amy West, sponsored by Danny Wells, Rebecca Walton-Goyskin, sponsored by Danny Wells, Julie Hatfield, sponsored by Danny Wells, You're on Fire, Danny Wells, and Hannah Cheeseworth, sponsored by Danny Wells. Amazing. Alrighty. Okay. Let's do it. On to training. Okay, so super excited, guys. This is going to be something that is very, very, very dear to my heart. And there is a reason why on the video this morning I showed was a picture of the team I took to AAC in 2011, and also a picture of the award top sponsors and area manager in 2011. And my point being is that nobody who I brought to AAC in 2011 are in my team to date. There is nobody left. So that might come as a bit of a surprise to some of you if no one's quit your business yet, but it does happen, okay? And I would not be an ENVP if I hadn't kept sponsoring. So I really, really want you to concentrate and focus on this word sponsoring. This is going to be the one word, the key action that's going to move your business from where it is now to where you want to go. Because if you're not where you want to be, your team are giving you all they have. And if you were meant to be where you wanted to be, that you'd be there already. Okay, so sponsoring is the lifeblood of your business. Danny, can you get that big thing, the training thing off, sweetie?
It's not on mine. Is it on anyone else's?
No, it's just me then. Oh, okay. That's just me then. Okay, I'll move it. Thanks, Danny. Danny's helping me with this because I'm very good at technical things. I can't even say the word. Right, hold on. I don't know what I'm doing now on my own. I don't know what I'm doing now. Okay, I do. Right. Okay, so guys, now is the time. This is the season. Let's create the momentum and do something our team has never done before and take all our businesses to the next level. I would like all of us to push forward to the end of the year to make it a launching pad. So when 2019 is over, it's not a full stop at the end of that year. You are now about to explode and rocket launch your business into 2020, because the pride I have of seeing the green team walk that stage year after year after year after year, you know, oh my God, you know, that's where we're at. We are rocking and rolling this business. So much so that if we look at top sponsoring, guys, so there was 4 in the top 10 of the entire UK. So we had of 25 other, well, I suppose Danny counts as one and I count as one. So of 23 other NVPs, so other nations, 23 nations, and in that there are 98 regions, and we came in position 1, 1, 2, and 4. That's what, 4 out of 10 people. You are in the right team. We are action doers. We make things happen. You know why? Because we, guess what? We sponsor. Okay, so we need to really understand, if you're not sponsoring, why. And I'm going to really help you to get to grips with something that will not be as hard as you're telling yourself. Okay, so we need to sponsor to flourish, and we need to do this consistently. You're going to have a funnel. You're going to have more people. This is the aim, coming in your business and going out your business. Okay, so I know when you're new people and you're like, oh, I've got one, they have a pulse, they're breathing. Okay, and then what you do is you hang on to that person and you think they're going to be like you, they're going to want to get to the top of the company, but that isn't necessarily going to happen. We're going to get walkers, we're going to get joggers, and we're going to get runners and sprinters. Okay, so you might think you want a runner, but sometimes those runners will be in there, they'll run as fast as they can, they'll be sick, they'll run as fast as they can, they'll be sick, and then they run all the way out your business. So you need all types of people, okay? You need to have the foundations here. So I'm so excited, guys. When you talk about Arbonne, just remember, are you excited? You've just come back from ASC. So how excited are you about where the company is heading? Okay, really think about this. I want you to feel these emotions. How excited are you about the energy? You're part of this. How excited about the hope that you have for your life, for your future, for your income, for your paycheck, for the team you're about to build, for the trips you're going to earn? How excited are you to share what you have? Because if you're excited, that's a great sign to say that you can do this. We've just got to know how to do it the right way. So again, let's go back. The number one way to explode your business is to bring more people into your business. And you're thinking, Fiona, you've just said that. I'm going to say it again, okay? The number one way to explode your business, exponential growth, is to bring more people into your business. Because this is what I find so fascinating. The thing we know that we need to do the most is the thing we do the least. Why do we do everything else but sponsor? Why is that? Why is that? You know, if you know that's what you need to do to grow your business, then why is it the one thing that people hold back? Okay, procrastination. Anybody else? Fear? Are we afraid of being judged? Are we afraid of what people may think of us? Skeptic, fear, all of this. Okay, so worried what? Yeah, so what is opinion? The lowest commodity on earth. So where do those opinions come from? Let's talk about this. Okay, so I'm going to ask you now to think about the conversations you are having. It's called intentional conversations. Okay, so whether you sponsor online or you sponsor in person. Now, the interesting thing is, of the top 5 nations, Danny was number 1, and everybody's come from Facebook and online with Danny. Okay, Instagram. I was number 2. I have never sponsored anyone on social media yet. Okay, number 3 was Victoria McHugh. She sponsored everyone on social media. Number 4 was Nina Alexander, and she's only ever sponsored one person on Instagram, and the rest are live. So what I'm trying to say, there's no right way or wrong way to do this business. You do it on your strength, but there is a way that you have to have intentional conversations. Okay, so how are you truly going to grow is through what you're saying. So again, we know what we have. I've already spoken about the products, the culture. We need to now talk about it, but actually do it in a way that we are not afraid anymore, that we're not worried what other people think, that we need to shift that thought that's stopping us from moving forward and sponsoring. Okay, so the power of intentional conversation is so important that I want you to understand why you all feel the way you do. So these are the symptoms. Look at our industry, guys, network marketing and direct sales. Okay, when you're sharing this industry to others, to somebody, and you mention, so what is it you do? Okay, I will never mention Arbonne in the first conversation. I'll say I mentor, train people to build a business, health and wellness, all of that. Okay, so you are going to be talking to people. And what is the first thing that's going to pop into that person's mind when you say what you do? Network marketing, direct selling, what are they going to think? So, you know, you said you thought that you're not doing it because you're afraid of the person's thoughts and opinions. What do you think they're thinking about what you're saying? So what is that? What are people talking? What, when you say I have a business in network marketing, what's the first thing that you think somebody will think? This is why you're afraid to say it. Dodgy sales. Thank you, Jacqueline. Dodgy sales is a pyramid. What is it? It's a scam. So all of these answers are the reason why she just sells products. Yeah. These are the reasons why you're stopping yourself from asking people to join your team. Just wants the money. Yeah. Love it. We all feel this, guys. So let's go back to the root and cause of why we feel this. Okay. Okay, it's an obstacle. And how did it get that way? So we need to understand how we face these opinions and how we overcome these obstacles. Why is it we have this reputation? Okay, because early days, much of the industry came from a place of desperation. People were desperate to grow their businesses. So they pressured people, okay? They made them feel bad if they didn't say yes. They pushed too hard. They got somebody to say yes when they didn't mean yes. They were trying to convince people. They were making people join the industry and just saying whatever they needed to say for people to join their team. Okay, so remember, yes, thank you, Nikki. That's how this reputation of our industry has come from. Okay, now remember when you say something to somebody, what happens? So you say, okay, what is your business? What are you, franchising? No, I'm multi-level marketing or network marketing. What's going to happen, right? They're going to go in their brain and they're going to look for something that makes sense to them, because they have to understand what we do as humans. We have to find something in common so we can then relate to what it is that is. And for most people, where are they finding their information? They could be that their friend joined another network marketing company. They just took the money and dumped them. They didn't have the personal development. Yeah, okay. So everything is coming, they're Googling it, right? But let's say they didn't Google it. Let's say before they went onto Google is God and researched it, where do you think they're going to get the answer? How are they going to relate to what it is you're telling them? They're going to go into somebody at some point said something. So we're going back to opinions, okay? They need to search for an answer. What is this? Do I understand it? Do I recognize it? You know, is this something that hold on, I'm going to put Martina on mute. Is this something that makes sense to me? And if it doesn't, I need to protect that person, especially if it's my loved one. I need to let them know that, you know what, this may not be such a good idea, because my sister's aunt, her daughter got involved in one of these, and you know what? She ended up when she lost money. All right. And it comes before that reason our industry has a reputation, because people did not have the proper kinds of conversations. They were not doing due diligence to our industry. So this has created the reputation. So you do not change. Arbonne, we are changing, like Nikki said. You don't change what you're saying, but I really want you to understand how you are saying, what you are saying. Look at changing how you say it and when you say it and what you want to say about it. So don't come from somebody's going to be on the opposite side and go, well, it's this, it's that. And if you say, no, it's not, it's this, you know, what are you doing? You're just clashing. They have their opinion and you can't win that over, because you're going back to convincing, old school, you know, forcing somebody against their own will. You'll never change their mind. they can only change their mind. So if you are going to sponsor, you have to have an intentional conversation where you then ask them, so why do you feel that way? Why do you think it is what it is? In a very friendly, like, hey, just can you share with me what it is you know about this? What experience have you had? And people love to tell you with all their problems and everything, and they'll tell you, okay? Then you have the information you need to guide them with an intentional conversation of what to say next, okay? And yes, let them work it out. And a tool is super important. So you're the CEO of your own business, and it's up to you to change the reputation of multi-level marketing. And can I just say, we are getting it right. We are sponsoring more than any other teams in the UK. Why? Because we come from a heart. Okay, we're not there to convince. We're not there to push. We're not there to expect a yes straight away. How many of you expect a yes on the first conversation? And if you don't get it, you're not interested in that person. Shame on you. Shame on you. Because an intentional conversation is directed not to a yes or a no in the first conversation. It's directed to the next follow up. And we'll go into that in a minute, okay? So, okay, another important fact that gets me closer to why we need to sponsor with intentional conversations is the amount of turnover that takes place in an industry. So number one is a reputation, number two is a turnover. Did you know that the worldwide statistics for the turnover in network marketing is 82% in the first 6 months? And I'm telling you this because you're going to be armed with this stuff here. 82% of people join and quit a multi-level marketing business in the first 6 months. So you're facing this, guys. Okay, so how do we build above this? Okay, how do we deal with this? So I personally know that we have a very special place in Arbonne, okay, and our team, okay? And I remember that when most people are approached, they probably have come from a person who maybe wasn't. Look, when I started Arbonne, I wasn't that professional, but you know what? I still was coming with the good intentions that I intended to have a conversation, because that was my job, to be the messenger and to show people in a safe, warm, friendly way of what it is I had to share. Now, I'm so pleased that I didn't come with any other agenda, because having done this business 12 years, and I know people who live local to me, when they meet people and say, have you heard of Arbonne? And they say, oh yeah, there's that girl, Fiona McCarthy. Can you imagine if I'd messed it up for the rest of people who followed me through the years because I was rude, because you know what? I just decided that, you know what, you weren't fitting in with what I wanted. I expected a yes straight away from you, and I didn't get it, so you know what, I'm not interested. I didn't do that. I never made anyone feel awkward. I was never difficult. I just thanked them, and I went and I asked if I could come back in 6 months. People in your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime, guys. Just remember that. So how are you showing up in your Arbonne business? Okay, so have you thought, just saying 82% turnover in the first 6 months. Why? The wrong kind of conversations. We're going back to intentional conversations. What are you saying? Okay, so we're having conversations, but it's not around connection. A lot of time it's around convincing. We are hyping. Stop hyping. Okay, this takes effort, time, rewards. Don't speed it up. I know we are very optimistic as entrepreneurs, which is great, but let's stop hyping, guys. It's a business, okay? Because we can help these stats to come down, and we can help our business to grow as well at the same time. So we need to look at current conversations, and by measuring results in your business, it's not harsh. Your results will always be fair. So all those people who I announced earlier tonight are the results. They're fair, guys. The results don't tell lies. Okay, so we're having conversations. If they're not connected, they could be. So the power of your conversation has a way bigger impact and influence than you have ever dreamed of before. It has the biggest impact on your success. The power of your words. Now that is something, when you really think about intentionally, you know, your intentional conversation, really what you can do. And I know, having now being in the leadership role with all the other VPs and the AMs, people are hanging on your every word. I know that. I know that I could cut somebody down. I would never do that. But I know how powerful we have all become. So just remember that when you're approaching somebody, they've not had any personal development, they're under pressure, they're in a stressed place, they don't know what we know. And you're the one, to much who's given, much who depends on. And it's your job to show human nature, kindness, listening, caring, right from the word go. The very, very first conversation is so important. Okay, but the good news, however, in the midst of our perhaps crap reputation and massive turnover, thank you, Kelly, multi-level marketing and direct selling has more validity and growth than it ever has at any other time in the world. Woo! It has more validity and growth than it's ever done before in the history of the world of network marketing. So you are in the right place. This is the right time. If you're new in this business, if this is your first Zoom or second, then, or if you've been here 5 years, just know you're positioned in the right industry, guys. Health and wellness is the next billion-dollar exploding industry. So just know that you're on the tipping edge. Our company is on the tipping edge of growth right now, okay? So we are going places. What do you want to create? Okay, we can shift the entire culture of industry and company and our individual businesses within our company with our words, with our intentional conversations. So this is why paying attention to your conversation is so important. You'll have many different types of conversations with many different types of people in many different types of situations, whether you're on a chat room group, whether you're at a network marketing meeting, whether you're in a school playground, but you need to know how to maximize your art of sponsoring to create the success you're looking for. So why do so many people fail in our industry? Why is that 82% turnover in the first 6 months? I feel it's because people get in, and because of all the hype and excitement, there is so much to learn, they get overwhelmed. Okay? They have already so much pressure. That's the reason they're looking for escape route. They're looking for Arbonne. They're looking for a financial way out. They're looking for time freedom. So with this pressure, okay, it's family pressure, a job they don't like, you know, because what happens with Arbonne, if it's not simple, okay, they get overwhelmed and therefore they leave. So confused mind does nothing. Okay, so you need to take somebody through the stepping stones in Arbonne. And can I just say a really important thing? How you bring someone into your business will be directly linked to how long they stay in your business. I promise you that 12 years. How you bring somebody into this business is directly linked to how long they will stay in your business. How well do you know that person? How well have you connected? How well do you really know their story? Ears to listen. How well do you want this for them? Like you can't push anyone in this business. All right. So, okay. So everybody is doing everything. Hold on, I'll go back a minute. Okay. So how many of you on this Zoom would like to be a 7-figure income earner? Anyone? Absolutely. Woo, right? I'd like to be a 7-figure income. No, six. Oh, okay. How many would like to be a 6-figure income earner? Yeah? Okay, cool. Okay, we've got that one. So we need to do the most important thing every day. And because people are scared of rejection and saying the wrong thing, you know what? People come up with all the excuses and they make it harder than it really is. People have made speaking to people so scary that it's why people fail. But what if, I'm going to tell you something now, this is so exciting. What if success was as easy as a few simple conversations? All right. So you can grow, you can go out, right. You can grow, you will grow, and you'll meet people every day. So the reason I've spoken about the reputation, the turnover, is because connecting the dots now is important beforehand to know why intentional conversation is the core of your success. because this is all flooding through, okay? You and them, by the way. So this now is going to stem your ability to have a conversation with somebody. It comes down to your own words. This is where we're going to change everything. If you've not done this before, how you speak to somebody, the power of life and death in your business is the power of your tongue. Okay, most important is the effectiveness you have. And we can sometimes forget that. So 2 types of conversations. I've been harping on about intentional, but now I'm going to talk about a casual conversation. All right. Most of us, we love having casual conversations. Oh, yes, especially the circles. We can talk. We think we're really funny. You know, the squiggles, we're like, oh, look at me. I'm effervescent. Oh, and I look at my hair. I'm beautiful. I applaud myself. I'm all happy. Okay, so we are very good at casual conversations. In fact, triangles, squares, and squiggles are also just as good as casual conversations. But guess what happens? Casualness breeds casualty. Let me say that again. Casualness breeds casualty. Okay. And I know this from my military training. We are trained on that. Okay. So I'm not saying you're going to die, but if you're casual in your conversations in this business model, it's the death of your business. If you are having casual conversations, you're going to starve your business out. You're going to smother it, because casual conversations is not what is going to move people. Okay. Where are some areas that you have casual conversations? Okay. So we love casual conversations. We have no problem having casual conversations. So share with me here, what kind of casual conversations do we have all the time? What do we have? Weather, yay! The Brits are notorious, the good old Poms for the weather. What else? Playground, right? Kids, yeah, kids. What else? Holidays, laptop chargers. No, I'm joking, that's Danny. Weather's easy. Life, oh, what's for tea? Oh, that's really important. What's for tea? Yeah, parking, yeah, okay. Living for the weekend. These are casual, right? Aren't they easy? So if you can have a casual conversation, you can have an intentional conversation. But why do we find casualness easy? Why do we, yeah, it's no problem, right? It's fun, right? Yeah? We find it because there's no skin in the game, all right? You know, hold on. There's nobody, you're not going to be upset if you say to somebody, oh, I like this movie, and they say, I don't. So what? You're not going to be upset if you say, oh my God, what's your favorite season? I love autumn. Autumn's coming. They're like, no, not really. Mine's spring. Okay, no worries. Okay, so for a lot of people, it's just going round and round and round, but there's no skin in the game. It's just a cycle. Can I just say that the most primitive dialect is gossip and casual conversation, because you don't have to think. And that's why, if you're intentional in Arbonne your business and you're going out there and you're focused and you're on point, when you go to people who were in your history, your past, your friends, your family, and they're talking about the same old gossip and people and blaming, complaining, pointing fingers, and it doesn't resonate anymore. You're like, this is not me. This is not my world. Like, I am not interested in so-and-so, you know, this, and you can feel the energy pull you down, okay? And you have to get away from that, guys. Casual conversation, it brings casualties. Like I said, casualness breeds casualty. It's not cool, okay? So I'm still improving, guys, okay? The power of my intentional conversation. You know, when you get educated and you have knowledge, and when you practice, like anything, you know what? If you want to be good at press-ups, what do? Press-ups. You may start on your knees, and then, you know, you go up, but you do press-ups. You have to practice it to do it, okay, to achieve it. So when I go out with intentional conversations, then guess what? It starts to become as easy as casual conversations. Ooh. So I'm just going to be having a conversation, and it may start off in a casual way because we all love casual conversations. So I might be stood in a queue in a shop, and I'll say, you know, how long have you been here waiting here for? You know, are you local? Casual. And then I might say, you know, are you, you know, and then I'm going to get intentional. Okay, this is the difference. Casual to intentional, intentional to casual. You can actually weave in between the two. All right. But you need to be intentional at some point with your business. So why do we need to be intentional? Intentional conversation has purpose. It has direction. It has an action at the end. So imagine if you're talking to your children, you say, oh, how was your day at school? It's a casual. But when you want them to do something, tidy the room, you're going to have an intentional conversation about them tidying the room. Because if they don't, they'll get no pocket money. They're call to action. Okay, so this is where we have to do this. Intentional conversation is to bring someone sooner or later to a decision point. Let me say that again. Intentional conversation is to bring someone sooner or later to a decision point. The entire purpose of an intentional conversation is to bring somebody sooner or later, not right here, right now, okay? Knowing this, you've got to genuinely look to help people. Every conversation you start is going to lead people. You know, when I meet everybody, I would like them to join my business, but I'm not going to sponsor everybody because it's different for me now. I'm going to sponsor quality, the people that I choose to work with. When you run into problems, okay, this is genuinely why the reputation of network marketing, because people expect, I'm going back to that yes at the first meeting. And if they don't, what do? They're not interested. And it's so obvious. I have seen this out at networking where somebody is like hounding, and if they're not getting what they want, you want to see the change in their body language, the change in their attitude, the change in the tone of their voice. It's so like unbelievable. But I do want to say, on that one, I wanted to say, if your energy shifts because you've had a no, then that is a negligent intention. Okay. Like I said, reason, season, or lifetime. So when I speak to people, I know the stats. I know that I need to speak to so many people to get a yes and to get a no. If I get a no, it's not because I'm not good at this, because, oh my gosh, you know what, there's other people who are better, or I don't know enough, or I'm not worthy. It's nothing to do with me. It's to do with them. Understand you're asking them a question and it's okay. And we've had trainings in the past where, you know, somebody's driving through McDonald's and they say, can I get, do you want fries and like Big Mac, and do you want large? Do you want to portion that up? And they go, no. That person at the McDonald's takeaway is not like, oh my God, they said no. Like, they don't care. All right. So you've got to be that just relaxed about that word no. And I always train no. It's not an N-O, it's a K-N-O-W. They don't know. And many people on my team have joined, not because they were a yes, because they were a no. But it didn't upset me. What I did do was I made friends with them anyway. A stranger's a friend I've just not made yet. I would, you know, send them, you know, like Arbonne now and again, or I would just have conversations when I was out and about. You know, Leslie, in my team, so she's just recently joined. Now, for 4 years, you know, I asked her and she said no, but that's fine. But, you know, I still started networking. And 4 years later, she watched my journey and she came, you know, and she came to me and said, I think I may be interested in this. And, you know, I didn't expect a yes then, just because she came to me. I said, okay, great, right. You need to have the products. You cannot do this business if you don't like the products. So she went and tried the products. She brought them back. Then what we did next. So it took me, even with her coming to me, about 5 exposures before she actually said yes. And I wanted her to get as many exposures as possible because I wanted a real yes, not a pretend yes. And this is another important thing, guys. How many times do you ask people and they say yes, but actually they mean no? Okay, how many people do you ask to host a party and they say yes and then nothing happens? Okay, I don't have that, all right? I'm getting a real yes. The party will happen because my conversations are, if my intentional conversations is effective enough that over a period of time, that I will know it's exactly right for this person and it's exactly right for me, and we'll work together genuinely. Genuinely. I don't want a yes meaning a no, because somebody can't say no to me. In fact, it's more important that somebody can say no, because then I know where I stand, and I like a healthy no than a pretend yes. Okay. Okay. All right, that's that one. Okay, so don't waste your time trying to convince. If you convince somebody to join your team, you'll convince them for the rest of their journey in Arbonne. And you haven't got time to convince. We're not in the convincing game, we're in the sorting game. Okay, we're all here to work this business with people alongside us that want to work the business. Okay, it becomes, this is how it grows. This is how it keeps going. Correct, Jen, I love that. Yes, a no is not, you know, a no is great because it's a no, and I see it as a K-N-O-W. Okay, not for now. So, all right. Okay, numbers. Do we know the stats of numbers? Do we know what it takes? How many people do we need to speak to, the law of averages, in our business to sponsor? How many? Anyone know? Write it below. Oh, 1 in 10, Danny. That is correct. She's spot on. 1 in 10. 1 in 10. Okay, so let's get, oh yeah, 1 in 10. Everybody's on this. Right, this is exciting. Whew, this is your challenge. Oh my God, this is so simple. I love it. Like, I'm so proud of myself. Okay, so let's say you had a few simple conversations. 1 intentional conversation a day. One a day. And let's say, what if we started 1 simple intentional conversation a day from Monday to Friday? So you got the weekends off. Okay, that's 20 a month. Okay, that's the lowest common denominator. I mean, my gosh, you can do more. But out of 20 a month, half on average, which is 10, will go nowhere. Yeah? Okay. And when 10 don't go anywhere, it's not because of you, it's their decision. It's okay, it's healthy. All right. And that's when people say, I've got to discover Arbonne, and I invited 3 people and they get all upset because nobody showed up. I know they should have invited 10 to get 1 to show up. Just you've got to understand this, okay? So, okay. So the other half, 10 will show some interest. And so let's go a little bit higher. Let's go that 3 out of that 20 will have a real conversation with you about the business, and 1 will join, okay? So let's say 3 will join, but 1 will be good. 1 will be that person who will be jogging, okay? So here's your stats: 20, 10, 3, 1. So no big deal, 1 a month, okay? 1 person is joining your team a month. 1 consultant, all right? So if we were to build this up, like I said, I would like from now to December to build up our sponsoring numbers or your conversations a week. 1 intentional conversation a day. So when it comes to the January the 1st, 2020, 2021, and 2022, you'll be having these conversations, and after 36 months, you'll have 36 business builders in your team. 36, guys. Can we do that? 1 simple conversation, intentional conversation a day, Monday to Friday. So if we sponsor 1 consultant a month, we have 36 consultants in our team in 36 months. Right. 15 on average will be walkers, 15 will be joggers, and 6 will be runners out that 36. Now, did you know that 36 business builders, active business builders, 36 months from now, you will be in the top 5% of all network marketers in the world? That doesn't really seem that hard, does it? Come on. 36 people, business builders, in 36 months from now, you're going to be active, you're going to be in the top 5% of all network marketers in the world. And that's 1 simple simple intentional conversation a day, top 5%. A six-figure income, the six-figure income consultants in the world annually are in the top 5%. Okay, now a seven-figure income, you'd be in the top 1%. So you'll get to this level with consistency. So the next, we are building crescendo this. So I want this continual consistency with intentional conversation. So let's go here. So let's say, I've got my whiteboard, but all right. So January of those 20 conversations, like we talked about, one simple intentional conversation a day. You've got 20 people and we know 10 say no. And then you say, and then in February, you have 10 from January and 20 new in February. Yes? Because you're having continued conversations. No one's actually said yes yet, but that's okay. There's your numbers. Okay, in March, you've got 20 in March, you've got 10 from February, and you've got 3 from January. Then in April, you've got 20 in April, you've got 10 from March, you've got 3 from February, and you've got the 1 in January. The 1 has joined your team. So you now have 90 days. You've got your first consultant. Now look, you only have to wait 90 days once, okay? The very first time, that's the worst that can happen. And then after that, 36 people in 36 months will be momentum. It'll get going, but it's going to be a lot more, okay? So this is the exciting part. So first of all, thumbs up. Does that make sense to you, what I've shared with you tonight? Yeah. Okay, it's a bit of a different training from the norm because I just felt like we need to really understand the power of sponsoring. Guys, like I said, 23 other nations in Arbonne, 25 NVPs, 98 RVPs. So I can't even count that. So hold on a minute, I'm going to do my thing. 98 plus 25, that's 123 people. And of the top 10, there were 4. There was Laura Leggett, there was myself, there was Jade Brimfield, and there was Danny Wells. That's top 0.01%. And guess what's going to happen? As our team grows, our pay will grow. 6-figure income, 7-figure income, game on. But it stops and it starts with, guess what? Sponsoring, having an intentional conversation. I'm going to go back to that. An intentional conversation is a conversation with a purpose that sooner or later, you're going to bring somebody to a decision point, okay? Sooner or later. Not straight away. It doesn't happen straight away. That's why people quit. Because they think it should happen straight away, and when it doesn't, they quit. It takes time, okay? Everything takes time and energy. So, all right. So, this is very exciting. I'm going to offer something to all of you. I'm going to personally offer a 12-week sponsoring course to give you the skill set of intentional conversations. Now, I'm going to use the other guys, the VPs, because they're rocking and rolling as well, because I can do it belly to belly. I'm a master of my trade. I would say my numbers are 4 and 10 now. Okay, I've done it for years. Like, I can do my eye shut. I can get a number like that. Really can. Like, seriously, 10 seconds, I have somebody's number. Okay. However, the Danny of the world is the one online, and she is the expert. She's number 1, right? So she's going to help me train. Jade is, Laura is, Jennifer is, all of you VPs, I haven't told you that, but you are. They're fine with that. Caroline is. We're all going to give you our foresight, your hindsight. So on that note, I'm just working out when to do this, and I'm going to talk to the VPs about this, but I'm maybe thinking of doing the 8 p.m. call for the next 12 weeks just on sponsoring. It just depends on numbers, how many people want to join in this. There is going to be no, like, I'm not going to have any, okay, you get this prize, you get this whatever. No. The prize is your own business, your own self-worth, your own value. You get paid not for time. You get paid the value you bring to the marketplace. The harder it is to replace you, the better skill set you have, guess what? The more you're worth, the more you'll get paid. So I'm going to, So it is so important, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Sponsoring is the lifeblood. And don't worry if you haven't sponsored yet, because you will. This 12-week course is going to blow your mind because we are in huge momentum. You've got the creme de la creme. That's what I love. No casualties here, okay? Because we are doing this together. And my heart is about helping you guys achieve your brilliance, your sparkle, your shine, because you are phenomenal. Each and every one of you brings so much to this team. I love you so much. Like, you wouldn't even know. I'm the big mama. I'm protecting you. Like, you wouldn't believe. My arms are around you. Like, we have huge wings all around us. And you guys are the best. Like, literally, you're my gang. You're my tribe. You are the people that raise me up with everything you do for the team, for yourself, for your family. Thank you, thank you, thank you for saying yes to you, for saying yes to Arbonne, for saying yes to, the sidelines, for showing up tonight and showing your true colors always. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. And let's help your team grow. If you're a team of 1, we can get you to 2, we can get you to 3, and we can get you to 33,000. You know what? It's an art of conversation. Mwah! Thank you so much, everybody. I love you. Good night.